Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
I need you to pay attention to everything that I am about to tell you, Goku. Try and control that power of yours without losing your mind. Become one with your power and not let your power be what controls you. If you don't find a way to evolve, then you will ultimately be destroyed. Now let's find out if you have what it takes to do this.
As our story now continues back on planet Endeavor, with Whis now getting ready and putting Goku through the next stage of his training, as with Whis now dead set in making sure that Goku does this the right way, it was only upon being shown addressing Goku where Whis went on to tell him, "Alright then Goku, I need you to listen very closely to what's about to happen here," he says. "Things are about to get a bit messy here, but I need you to do your best in remembering what I'm about to tell you, so listen well," Whis says. "Just as you and Vegeta were able to do inside of my staff, I will need you to do your best to stabilize your ki and not allow for it to leak out of your body. Now look above you." As with Goku now being shown doing so, it was only upon having to see what he saw where Goku went on to utter, "Hey, wait, where did all of those moons just suddenly come from? What's going on?" The goal here is for you to try and do what Broly did, only without losing your mind in the process, Whis responds. "I need you to try and contain the power of the Great Ape without causing for you to change, while also keeping your mind calm and focused in the meantime." Oh no, I don't know if I can do it. If Broly lost his mind trying to control the Great Ape power, then what makes this any different? Oh no, I can feel it. I have to try and concentrate, but I'm not sure if I can control it while also trying to balance Ultra Instinct on top of it. You will need to try, Goku. This is the key if you hope to tap into the next level, Whis says. Don't allow for your primal instincts to take over and control you. Be the one who is in control while also maintaining focus by keeping a calm heart, he says. Infuse the power of Ultra Instinct with your Saiyan roots. Become one with both powers rather than having one rule over the other. If you were able to evolve Super Saiyan into Super Saiyan 2 and then later into Super Saiyan 3, then this is no different. Condense the power of your Saiyan people and combine that with the angelic power you currently wield, Goku. Focus your mind. You will need to experience this primal force just as Broly once did, but control it rather than letting it control you. To which, with Goku's body now beginning to throb, it was only upon having to see this where Whis went on to continue, "Remember who you are and why you are here," he says. Remember what is this? I can't. I know it's hard, Goku, but you'll need to be the one in the driver's seat. Hold it within you and don't let this power seep out onto the surface. Control it, Goku. Listen to the sound of my voice and don't give in to your primal instincts. Remember who you are, Whis says. You will need to combine the nature of both powers in order to evolve. You cannot operate with only one. Use this to remember why you are here and what you will be fighting for, Whis continues. Synchronize these powers or they will destroy you. Concentrate and do the opposite of what Broly did with his Ikari power. Don't lose your mind during this and concentrate on your inner voice. But then, fortunately enough, with Goku being shown swinging his fist around with Whis being shown moving out of the way, was when Whis had now gone as far as to address this by responding, "Whoops, easy there. I am not your enemy here, Goku. Don't let the nature of your race be what takes over." Oh dear, Whis says, it looks like it already has. I was hoping that it wouldn't come down to this, but I should have known it would turn out like this, he says. And from the looks of it, he's utilizing the power of Ultra Instinct the wrong way too. Well, this isn't good, as with Goku's body now being shown slowly but surely now beginning to transform, this was by no means what Whis was asking for Goku to do, as it was clear now that Goku could not sustain the power within him, to which as a gigantic shadow was now beginning to loom over Whis, that was when Whis from there went on to continue. Oh, as if dealing with a giant murderous monkey was bad, it would seem as though the Great Ape form is also using the power of Ultra Instinct. This was quite the opposite of what I was hoping he would do, as moments later, lo and behold, finally in front of Whis, Goku had now finally transformed into a giant silver Great Ape, as Whis went on to continue. Oh goodness, well, this wasn't what I wanted to see from you, Goku. You were supposed to control your power, not let it be what controls you. Though, I doubt this giant silver monkey retained any of the skills that is associated with Ultra Instinct. He is still extremely dangerous nevertheless, as with Goku now taking initiative in spotting Whis down below, it was only upon Whis having to now see this where Whis had now gone as far as to give Goku a warning by telling him, "Easy now, Goku. Remember, I am not your enemy here. If you are able to free yourself from these chains that bind you, then I would encourage for you to revert back into your base form before things get a lot worse from here on out," he says. "I don't need this to end badly for you, Goku, so please take a second and listen to the sound of my voice and take control," Whis says, as it would only appear as though Whis' words have now fallen onto deaf ears, because as Great Ape Goku was shown letting out a ferocious roar by then being shown winding his gigantic fist back, it was just upon Goku now being shown doing this where Whis went on to respond, "Oh, and here he comes. Oh, and he's a lot faster than I assumed he would be for an animal that large. Don't do this, Goku." To which as soon as Whis was shown having to block off Ultra Instinct Great Ape Goku's punch with simply one finger, Whis even then, despite having to do this, still attempted to plead with Goku as Whis went on to continue, "That's enough, Goku. As difficult as this may be for you, I still need you to focus and try to dig down deep within yourself to control this power," he says. "I know you can hear me in there," as despite Goku trying to do his best in swiping Whis away, Whis quickly went on to avoid danger by then responding, and yet still nothing. Oh well, alright then. I guess you leave me here with no other choice, though I could put an end to this rather quickly since we're already this far. I want to try something, he says. Now since you won't listen to me, then we might as well put this primal power of yours to the test and see if we can get you to awaken the old-fashioned way then. You seem very angry, Goku. Your spirit's all over the place and very far from being balanced, he says. You are barely holding yourself together here, but maybe this ought to make you remember. So now how about someone who is relative to your size then, Whis questions. Oh, what was their name again? Yes, now I remember. Alright now, Goku, get ready. Let's see if there is anything that will set your mind into remembering who you are without allowing for this primitive form to take hold of you. Think fast now, as it was from out of nowhere, unbeknownst to Great Ape Goku, where a gigantic fist was then shown colliding with Goku's face, as it would only now turn out that the individual responsible for this was none other than Universe 3's Anilaza, to which as soon as Great Ape Goku was shown being unaffected by this, that was when Whis went on to continue. Ouch! Oh, well, I tried warning him, but once again, he just didn't listen to me. Well, maybe that ought to knock some sense back into him, or, oh dear, maybe not, he says. Either way, Goku, I need you to try and focus as best as you possibly can to the sound of my voice. Don't just act instinctively, Whis says, listen to the voice from within. I know you have what it takes to evolve yourself into becoming the best that you can possibly be in preparation for the 5 strongest, but not if you fall short of evolving. In which seconds later, as soon as Great Ape Goku was shown roaring in Anilaza's face by from there being shown one-shotting him back into the ocean, it was right upon the moment of contact with Goku being shown knocking Anilaza away where Whis went on to continue, oh well, it looks like the only thing that we were able to accomplish here was getting him mad enough now and putting Anilaza down with one strike. Oh, his mind has been completely taken over by his primitive nature. Well, at least I tried to match him in size, but so much for that then. I wonder if the planet itself will have a few surprises in store for Wait, Whis says. Oh yes, I can feel his energy. Well, this is certainly a surprise. Oh, and here he comes, right about... As it was just then from out of nowhere with several energy blasts now beginning to hit Great Ape Goku from behind, it was just upon this having to be shown happening where a voice went on to cry out, "Look at what you've been reduced to, mortal. It's been a very long time, Goku. I have so much to pay you back for, especially after what you did to me, you brainless animal." Interesting, Whis comments. To go along with Vegeta from that timeline, the planet decided to reintroduce the fallen Kaioshin's fusion with Goku Black. To which as soon as Merge Zamasu was then shown continuously firing multiple energy blasts at Goku, Merge Zamasu from that point then went on to continue, "You are the one who is responsible for my demise. You were the one who started this war, you disgusting excuse for a warrior. And now look at what you've become, a mindless animal who will only live long enough to be slayed by me. I am going to make you feel every bit of what you made me feel during my departure with Trunks' world, you pathetic Saiyan." Though I can sense a sudden shift within Goku's power, more likely because now he is getting more and more angry, it doesn't appear as though Zamasu's words are breaking through, Whis says. Well, and if he continues to operate like this, then he will likely destroy himself in the process of trying to regain control, Whis continues. To which the second Great Ape Goku was from there shown unaffected by Merge Zamasu's attacks, and from there being shown lunging forward and grabbing onto Zamasu. Even Merge Zamasu himself could not seem to believe this, as Merge Zamasu went on to shout, "God, what is this? Why you?" "Goku, that is enough," Whis chimes in. "You need to listen. You are only prolonging your own destruction. You need to listen to my voice and remember what I taught you," he says. "Remember the lessons that you've learned. If not for anything else, at least be willing to hear me for the sake of your family." To where that seemingly enough had gone as far as to get Great Ape Goku's attention, as Whis went on to continue, "Think about what it is that you are doing. When you meet and fight against the 5 strongest, has it not crossed your mind on what would happen if you were to lose against either of them? You will not be given a second chance. If you fail despite your perks being used against them or not, you will be destroyed. And now think about what comes with that before you proceed to crush him," Whis says. "If you fail to realize the danger you are about to be placed in a little less than a year from now, then who will be there to protect your family, your wife Chi-Chi and your 2 sons, Goten and Gohan, and even your granddaughter Pan, Goku? If a new enemy were to rise and you aren't there to protect them, then who will save them from death coming knocking on their front door?" To which seconds later, as Great Ape Goku had now finally come to realize the meaning behind Whis' words, in a short but yet surprising fashion, that was when Great Ape Goku went on to utter, "Family." "Yes, Goku, think about your family," Whis says. "Remember whom you fight to protect. Remember why you are here and what you are fighting for," Whis shouts. "Listen to my words and resist." To where all the while in the meantime, when then going back to Frieza and Cooler inside of the hyperbolic time chamber, it would only now appear as though their training session had now finally concluded, as Black Frieza went on to comment, "Well, would you look at that? It seems as though I may have underestimated your your potential after all. I truly didn't think that you would match me blow for blow like that, but if I'm being honest here, it would seem as though you've actually surpassed me there for a moment. However, it would seem as though you harbor the same weakness that I once did, and that's fully controlling your stamina. And although I could get up and crush you now, since that form of yours had worn off, I think we can call this fight a draw for now, with Cooler responding, "Just you wait, because once I'm able to control my stamina in that form, you won't even come close to touching me." And what's even more, Cooler continues, is the pain those Saiyans have coming. Little by little, it will come to me, and when it does, I'll crush those apes myself. That's assuming they didn't get stronger themselves, Frieza went on to respond, which of course I'm sure those two obviously did. They are both notorious for reaching new levels of power each time we meet. However, this time it'll most certainly be different. We've spent quite the time in this chamber, brother. We don't need to remain in here any longer than we need to, now that you've reached a new level to match mine, that is, with Cooler responding, agreed. And now that I got what we came in here for, it's time we check with those scientists of ours to see if the serum is finally ready. If we plan to do this, he adds, then we must make sure that nothing goes wrong. So if worse comes to worse and we cannot manage on our own, then we'll just use those Potaras and run them down as one, especially now that we're much stronger than we were a few days ago. Yes, and once those Saiyans are dead, Frieza says, then the god of destruction Beerus is next, and once we capture this universe with no one to oppose us, then the other universes will be next. Just remember the plan and be sure to stick to it no matter the cost, Frieza says. We did what we could, and so I want to go back and study the warriors which will make up my half of the serum, Cooler says. Well, of course, our vials are completely different after all. You're going to be more of the brute in this war, as you most certainly aren't easy to keep down either, Frieza says, so it's more than fitting, with Cooler responding, I must learn more about this platinum power of mine and see what other weaknesses it may carry, he says. Once I harden its strengths and patch its weaknesses, I will become unstoppable. Good, maybe then we will come back into this realm and train again once you do. There will be no need if I am able to master this without needing to come here, Cooler says, so let's go. We've stayed in this chamber long enough, and so I want to see the status on that serum, along with getting more information about the warriors who will make up for it, with Frieza responding, well, by all means then, brother, lead the way. I want a complete scan of the observable universe along with every planet you've traced, Frieza. Once we're done with Earth, we'll need to find out and see what's out there and prepare if we need to, with Frieza responding, but of course, Cooler. Yes, that's right, you little worm, Frieza went on to say to himself. Everything is going just as I hoped it would go. And with Cooler as my muscle, I don't even have to lift a finger. As if you truly think that I will ever share the throne as the multiverse's emperor. You just keep doing as you are told so that my plans of complete control are realized, Cooler. There is only room for one Omni-Ruler, and that crown is only fitting for a true king, not you. And soon, with those Saiyans and pathetic god of destruction out of my way, there will be nothing and no one, including you, who will stand in my way. To which Frieza, now being shown having to sinisterly smile, it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 22 special then comes to a close. Now it looks as though Frieza is in fact up to something, because by by no means would he ever allow himself to share the king's throne with, of course, anybody else, let alone his own brother. So the seeds of betrayal, at least on Frieza's end, have now been planted, as well as Goku's ascension now in discovering the next level to his Ultra Instinct, which of course Whis had now told him to kind of do what he just did, except follow his instructions in what he had done with Vegeta inside of his scepter and contain all of that power within himself in combining the greater sums of the two into one. So with Goku now kind of falling short in missing his mark, the question then becomes, will he be able to be successful enough in discovering a new form before fighting the Five, or is he simply going to fall short in having to do that? So again, if you guys want to see more and get exclusive access to all of this, including all of my soundtracks, art, and upcoming fan manga projects, then I do encourage you guys to become a member of my Patreon. To that, I will leave that link located down in the description box below, to where again, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time, to where if of course you guys enjoyed, then I do encourage you all to scroll on down below and give this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button. Also, if you just so happen to be new to the channel and of course love Dragon Ball, then I do encourage you all to head on over and hit that subscribe button, to where as always, tune back in for more. I thank you all so very much for your patience, and with that being said, I'm going to be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy everybody and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.